Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back, my friends, to Unveiling Human Treachery and Oppression from Ahlul Bayt AS to today. As we embark on this new chapter of our journey, we're going to delve into the heart of the matter, the motivations behind treachery. We're going to ask the tough questions, the why, what, who, when, and how of treachery. We're going to try to understand why those in power might resort to treachery or forced betrayal against leaders who are loved and respected by the people. Let's start with the desire for power and control. It's a fundamental aspect of human nature, and when unchecked, it can lead to destructive and harmful actions. We've talked about this in our previous episodes in detail. How the love of this life can drive people to commit acts of treachery and persecution. Next, let's consider the threat to establish power. When those in power feel their position is threatened by those who stand for truth and justice, they often resort to treachery and persecution. It's a desperate attempt to maintain their power and control. Fear of change is another significant factor. Leaders who represent change, who challenge the status quo, can be seen as a threat for those in power. This fear can lead to actions aimed at undermining or removing the leader. Preservation of the status quo is a common motivation for treachery and betrayal. Those in power may resort to such tactics to preserve the existing order and their position within it. This can involve suppressing the dissent and maintaining control over resources. Manipulation of public opinion is another tactic, another maneuver used by those in power. They may use treachery to manipulate public opinion against a leader, spreading misinformation or propaganda to discredit them. Consolidation of power is a common reason for betrayal and treachery. By removing or discrediting popular leaders, those in power can strengthen their own position and consolidate their power. Avoidance of accountability is another motivation for treachery. Authorities may resort to treachery or betrayal or forceful usurpation of power to avoid being held accountable for their actions and mistakes. By sidelining leaders who might hold them accountable, they can continue their actions without any scrutiny, and that's their goal. Control over resources is yet another reason for treachery. In some cases, treacherer or the person who's committing or the group who's leading the treachery and betrayal might be using the maneuver to gain control over resources and wealth. This could involve betraying a leader who stands in the way of this control, and all of this is because of the pure love of this world. And then you have political strategy, which is another reason for committing treachery. It can be used as a tactic to gain an advantage over opponents. This can involve betraying alliances or agreements for personal or political gain. Lastly, and number 10, fear of retribution can drive authorities to treachery. If a leader poses a threat of retribution for past actions, those in power may resort to treachery to protect themselves against this difficult retribution. And I won't call it retribution, I would just call it being held accountable for the mistakes that they've done. These points provide a broad understanding of why treachery might occur. This is why. However, the specific reasons can vary greatly depending on the context and individuals involved. In our upcoming episodes, we will use this understanding to further explore historical instances of treachery and oppression. Because once we know why this happened, if we know this has happened in the past, we can clearly say that those who committed this treachery was because of the love of this world, because of the power, because of securing wealth, because of avoiding retribution, and because of being held accountable for their injustices. So, join us in the next episode as we continue to unveil the treachery and oppression that has been hidden in the pages of history. This is Unveiling Human Treachery and oppression from Ahlul Bayt AS to today. Assalamu alaikum.